Hello, welcome to Kettering Farms. We've got a new map today. This is Farmersburg, Iowa by MRG Mapping, the modder who brought us Elkader, Iowa not too long ago. This is a new map that he just released, and if we take a quick look at the mini-map, you'll be able to see that this is a 1x map. But it does have quite a few fields, and there's quite a few little farms around the map. And so for a 1x map, this actually feels pretty big. Some small to medium sized fields, so it's really designed for more of that small to medium sized farming. Honestly, this is a little bit different than some of the other maps and style of gameplay that I've done. And so I thought it'd be fun to do something with a little bit more small to medium sized equipment. And honestly, I've been doing a lot of more serious playthroughs of things with seasons and things. And I thought it'd be fun to do a vanilla setup again. I haven't done one in a while with all the focus on seasons. And this looks like it's going to be a fun little map to try that out on. And also just play around with some different equipment that's smaller scale. So let's go ahead and jump in the truck and tool around. You can see that we've got some sell points and stuff here right near the shop. Animal buy point. And what I like about this map is that the scenery and the fields and everything, it just feels really natural. Even though it's a pretty small map, it just looks really good. So I'm excited to get to see the rest of the map. I think what we'll do, I'm not going to do a full map tour, although again it is a 1x, so it wouldn't take long, is just drive out to each of the farms that are on the map. And I'm driving like a maniac. I blame the FSN race last weekend. If you caught my live stream on Sunday, I was racing in FS19, which is always interesting with the physics in this game. But yeah, we've got a couple of different farms here. And so if I jump up here into this farm, this looks like a a decent sized arable farm. We've got a big bend set up, a couple of big buildings here. And if we look at the map, this whole section is a single purchasable piece of land. So this would definitely be a good starting location if you were looking to do a medium scale arable setup. And then if we just run back out here to the main road, we're going to drive up and check out what is really designed to be the main farm on the map. If you start out on New Farmer, this farm, we're just driving like crazy. This farm up here on the road is the farm that you would start at. And if we pop up the map, you can see you get a couple of fields, 34 and 37. You've got some various harvestor style bins for making silage. You've got several cow buildings here on this farm. And then you also have a few barns and outbuildings and such that you can use. If you do play with seasons, these cow barns are set up to be primarily beef setups, is my understanding. I don't think that there are any milk triggers to pull milk out of the cow setup, so you'd really be looking to do a beef setup with seasons. I'm not sure you would even want to try to do cows without seasons if there's no milk setup. And then if we continue down this main road just a little bit here, I think that there's one more cattle farm right over here, which again has another one of these harvestor silage fermenting bins, which are really handy, very American style cattle farm. We've got a couple of bins here. The bins on this map do work so that you can use the augers and fill them up with grain. We've got a couple of nice sheds. And you've got your cattle barn set up here. So that covers the first 3 out of the 6 farms on the map. If we head on out here again to the main road and just pull up the map, the other 3 are located down here in the other corner. So we're going to run back down the main road here and zip over to those farms. Now down here we've got 3 different farms. If we head down this way first, we've got a pretty big arable setup again. There's a couple of sheds, a pretty big bin setup. If we look at the map, it includes 4 different fields, and this is a lake back here. So it's a pretty scenic area. And if we head back up this road for just a hop, we'll see on the right hand side here that we've got another cattle farm. We've got some barns, some sheds, another one of the harvester silage setups. So this is a nice little farm. And then lastly, we've got a farm here, and we're going to just zip down this driveway. And this is a nice little farm with just a couple of buildings and a single silo, and this is the farm that we've decided to set up on. I thought it would be fun to do something a little bit different and start out with just some, I don't want to call it bare bones equipment, because I actually got a couple of nice pieces of equipment, but we're going to start out pretty small. And there we go. Couldn't get the door to open for a second there. Start out pretty small with just enough equipment to farm our fields. So you can see we've got fields 13 and 14. And we've got this nice big barn here, which is more than big enough to get our harvester in here. So we've got a harvester and headers to go with that. And then we've got obviously our silo here with the augers. It comes with the Farm King and the Brant augers were included with the map, so that you can use these silos. This big Farm King is a little bit big for this little tiny silo, but it works alright. And then we've got a little building over here that's pretty much decorative. It's got this wall on it, so we can't really get into put anything inside of it. But it looks pretty cool. And then we've got this pretty large shed here. One thing I do like about this map is that you can open the doors independently. A lot of maps and sheds and stuff, you don't see that. So we've got a flatbed trailer here for moving some equipment and different things around. We've got a nice planter set up here. We've got a sprayer. We've got a ripper stripper here that'll work as a subsoiler so that we can get our plowing done. And then we've got one tractor, a 7R, that's going to be our workhorse to get started here, and it's our only tractor to get us started. And so we're going to do all of our work with this. and really kind of see how it goes. So with that, let's go ahead and cut over to doing our first harvest of some oats in one of our 2 fields. And like I've already said, we're not running with seasons, so we're going to be able to mix it up and hopefully keep things a little bit more interesting, have a little bit of variety, and just have this be our casual series where we continue to play through. We've gotten rid of all of our money after purchasing the land and this starting equipment, so we did have a significant amount of money, but I've gone ahead and just removed the bulk of that money from our account through the admin tools, because I thought it'd be more interesting to start out with just the $13,000 that we have and have to earn our way through buying some of the rest of the land on the map and upgrading some equipment, getting some different equipment. So we're actually going to work on it a little bit. I didn't want to make it too easy, but this map has contracts available, so we'll be able to use our equipment and go do some of the contracts and things like that that are available. So yeah, this is going to be a really fun series. And the other super nice thing about this shed is it's got a nice wide door, so we can get our combine with the headers in and out without any problem. And away we go. Now let's get all this set up. So this is not a terribly large field. We are going to disable straw, because I'm not terribly interested in running straw. I've done more than my fair share of baling on FSN lately, so I'm just good to go with the whole straw thing. Alright, so we've got the harvester. We're going to hit this field and we'll check back in with you on the other side.
Like a broken soul in a wonderland without angels. That is how I feel when the mirror shows me a stranger. Yeah. And I know they're just fragments of a world where your absence all I get to see. Take me back to the planet where you and I are still meant to be. 'Cause I'm incomplete when you ain't by my side, when you don't wake up next to me. Yeah, I'm incomplete. I need you here tonight to cover up these empty sheets. 'Cause I'm incomplete. Yeah, I'm incomplete. I'm incomplete. I need you here tonight to cover up these empty sheets. 'Cause I'm incomplete. Yeah, I'm incomplete. The crack of dawn, I imagine you waiting by my doorstep. But it won't be long before I realize it's a picture in my head, And I know they're just fragments of a world where my side when you don't wake up next to me. Yeah, I'm incomplete. I need you here tonight to cover up these empty sheets, 'cause I'm incomplete. 'Cause I'm incomplete. I need you here tonight to cover up these empty sheets, 'cause I'm incomplete.
Alright, so that's going to wrap up our first little harvest on Farmersburg, Iowa. Let's go ahead and get this combine put back in the shed and dump these oats in the bin for the time being. And I think that will probably wrap things up for today there. Getting started off a little bit small, but this is going to be a fun series. More, I'll say, casual. Let's just have some fun. Not take it overly seriously. And see how it plays out. I'm really excited to play around on this map. I'm loving it so far. Just has a nice, good, small hometown feel to it. And I really like how the fields and everything are laid out. It just feels really natural. So this is going to be really exciting, fun little map for us to play. And we've just run into our first problem. I'm going to need to hook this tractor up to the auger. I guess we can use our pickup to pull that gravity wagon. You wouldn't normally do that with a full gravity wagon, but I did just get done saying we weren't going to take things too seriously. So I guess this will be our first adventure into that. Let's see, that's one. Hold that down like so. And I think that's gonna work. Just leave that running there for a second. Oh, that was the worst backing up I've done in a while. Actually, that's probably far from true. Let's swing this around up here real quick. I think there should be enough room for me to turn around. This is going to be one of those where I think I've got to get it fully on here. Alright, we found the trigger. It's a little finicky. We'll have to play around with that a little bit, see if we can figure out how to do it better, but we've got a pretty good idea of where it's at. And it's taking our oats. I do love that it revs up the tractor while it's filling. Awesome. Alright. Well, we've dumped all that out. We're going to go ahead and just park this gravity wagon right over here underneath this auger. and park our truck right over here next to the house. Go and shut off this 7R. Disconnect it from the auger. Just toss it back in the shed. And that's going to wrap up this episode. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this short stint into this map. This is going to be a lot of fun, I think. We're going to have just a fun series, not take it so seriously. Play around with some different smaller to medium-sized mods. And really just, have something that we can play a little bit more casually. We'll be mixing this in with the other series that we have on the channel at the moment. Georgetown, New York. We're definitely going to be continuing that series. And we'll be getting some FSN videos up here soon as well. But hopefully you've enjoyed this video. And if you have, please feel free to hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. And we will catch you guys soon. That's all for today. Kedrick, out.